Hey there! Did you know that the #1 restaurant in the world is not a burger joint? That's right. The top restaurant in the world by revenue is not a burger joint. And even though they sell burgers, their main business is not selling burgers. So what is it? Well, to find out, let's go back to the very beginning. In 1940, brothers Richard and Morris McDonald opened up a barbecue restaurant in San Bernardino, California. Their restaurant was a huge success. But when World War II started, they couldn't get any more supplies. So they switched to selling burgers, which were made with less ingredients. They called their restaurant Mac's Bar and Grill. Fast forward to 1954 when a guy named Ray Kroc walks into their restaurant. He saw that they had two big problems. First of all, they didn't have enough customers to stay in business. Secondly, they couldn't expand because they were already putting in 16-hour days. This is where Ray Kroc comes in. He offered to buy the business from them so he could expand it across the country. The brothers agreed and handed over the business to him. At first, everything went according to plan. Ray Kroc ended up creating a business empire that spanned across the entire country. But there was one thing that he hadn't planned for. A few years after opening the first McDonald's restaurant in 1955, several other guys started doing the exact same thing. For example, in 1957, a man named Dave Edgerton opened up a restaurant called Insta Burger King. 2 years later, a man named James McClammer and his business partner opened up a restaurant called Burger King. And then in 1968, a man named Colonel Harlan Sanders opened up a restaurant called Kentucky Fried Chicken, today known as KFC. All of these guys saw what Ray Kroc had done and decided to open up competing businesses. But here's the thing. While these restaurants were able to gain a decent amount of traction, none of them were able to beat out McDonald's. In fact, to this day, McDonald's is still the biggest restaurant in the world. They've sold over 100 billion burgers in the last 50 years and pull in over 23 billion in revenue every single year. And if you go to their restaurants, you'll see that most of the items on their menu are cheap. You'd be out of luck trying to run a business like that today. I mean, we're currently facing record high inflation and McDonald's is still selling burgers for less than $2. So here's the secret to how McDonald's has been able to thrive for over 75 years. As you already know, the majority of McDonald's revenue comes from selling burgers. But did you know that the real money is actually made from the real estate? You see, Ray Kroc understood something that the McDonald brothers didn't. He realized that the real money wasn't made from selling burgers, but rather from selling the real estate that the burgers were sold on. You see, when you buy a McDonald's franchise, you don't just get the rights to sell McDonald's food. You also have to purchase the real estate that the restaurant is built on. And McDonald's makes sure that they charge a lot for this real estate. In fact, in many cases, the real estate is worth more than the actual business itself. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone agree to buy overpriced real estate just to open up a McDonald's? And to answer that question, let me ask you this. Do you know anyone who doesn't like McDonald's? I mean, come on, their restaurants are literally everywhere. Most people who open a McDonald's franchise aren't aiming to build a billion-dollar empire. They're looking for a stable, profitable business. Most of them are just regular people who want to make an honest living. McDonald's carefully picks locations to boost traffic and visibility, ensuring steady revenue through franchisee support systems and marketing strategies that keep customers coming back for more. But McDonald's doesn't care about that because they make most of their money from the real estate anyway. This goes back to 1965 when Ray Kroc decided to take the company public. When this happened, he gave up some of his shares in order to go public. But he still owns so much of the company today that he can call the shots. And the way he spends his days looking for undervalued real estate that he can flip for a profit. Did you know that if one had invested $1,000 in McDonald's, ticker symbol MCD, during its 1965 IPO and reinvested all dividends, their investment would be worth approximately $7.02 million in 2025. This includes accounting for inflation. So the next time you go to a McDonald's, take a look at the building and realize that most people see burgers, but you should train yourself to see the potential in systems, longevity, and scalability, not just what's obvious. McDonald's is an example that wealth often comes from thinking bigger than the immediate product. McDonald's didn't just sell burgers. They mastered the game of real estate, turning every franchise into a guaranteed rent check. The lesson? Wealth isn't just about what you sell. It's about the foundation you build it on. This was just one example of how the world's most powerful businesses create hidden streams of wealth. On this channel, we uncover the untold stories of money, business, and success. If you're ready to see beyond the surface and learn how the wealthy really think, subscribe and join us at Picky Bowl. Your journey into the world of wealth starts here. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like. Thanks.